46.22 is an all-time high. Let's get to Bob Pisani. Hey, Bob.
Good morning, Carl. Supply chain discussions dominate all the earnings reports this morning. Let's take a look, though, at the sectors. Sort of a mixed open overall. Consumer discretionary, flattish, finally taking a little bit of a break after an enormous move to the upside. But materials up fractionally, tech up nicely a little bit. Semis are bouncing back today. Healthcare and energy fractionally to the downside. But energy, remember, oil's near $85. Again, supply chain issues. You heard the guys talking about DuPont cutting their forecast on the ripple effects from supply chain issues. We're hearing this right across the board today. Big industrials are now reporting, and they're saying essentially the same thing. I'm very interested in what Mosaic had to say, because this is a real window on what these global businesses are doing right now. Of course, they make fertilizer, phosphates and potash. Higher prices offsetting lower volumes, but the strongest results in a decade. The earnings and revenues were a little bit on the light side because of the lower volumes. So some customers, this is very interesting, requesting commitments into the second quarter. What's happening is they're raising prices, and the customers are saying, we want to lock in a commitment earlier than we normally would. That's a sign of concern about higher prices. Then the company says there remains considerable upside to our base case. What they're saying here is if they could unravel the supply chain issues, they could do a lot better. And this right across the board is what we're hearing. Look at another company. This is, let's look at Eaton. This is one of the biggest global electrical component makers in the world. They sell all over the world. They came out record third quarter. Supply constraints limiting organic growth they talked about. And they also said order growth was 17%. These are big numbers. But again, limiting their ability to deliver because of the supply constraints. Cummins, they make truck parts all over the world here. Order trends, robust, that's their word. Higher material costs, elevated logistics expenses impacting them, their ability to deliver, and their full-year guidance was on the light side because of that. You see the same things, same themes showing up time and again. They're trying to quantify some of these inflation issues. It's a different business, but look at Bloomin' Brands. Of course, they own Outback Steakhouse and a lot of others like Fleming's. They quantified the numbers. Look at these labor costs. We told you we thought they were going to be 3 to 3.5% labor inflation. Now it's going to be 4.5%. We told you about 1% commodity cost inflation. Now we think it's going to be 1.5%. You see, they're raising the numbers here and quantifying what's going on here. So if you look at the companies here, earnings and the guidance a little bit on the light side, obviously for Mosaic and for Bloomin' Brands, you see them down 8% right now. So Carl, just summarizing what's going on here. You got a lot of demand. Very strong. You got a lot of difficulty supplying the product, but margins are holding up very well. Finally, Carl, NYSE bringing back people today, 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, one more step towards a little bit of normalcy.